Esto no puede ser no más que una canción. Quisiera fuera una declaración de amor, romántica sin reparar en formas tales que pongan freno a lo que siento ahora raudales. Te amo, te amo, eternamente te amo. Si me faltaras no voy a morirme. Si he de morir quiero que sea contigo. Mi soledad se siente acompañada. Por eso a veces sé que necesito tu mano, tu mano, eternamente tu mano. Cuando te vi sabía que era cierto este temor de hallarme
Hello, 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 hello. Hello? Welcome to yet another rendition of the Matrix phone booth. We're running on one monitor here in my sister's couch. Could you believe it? By the grace of God. Alright. I am going to have to figure out how to navigate this in a way that's sustainable on one monitor, but I suppose the best way to do that is to just jump right into it. And the question tonight for our omegle audience will be, are you under mind control? And I know, isn't that a ridiculous question? It's such a silly question to ask someone. But the reality is a lot of people are under mind control. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think mind control is only something that happens in the movies or something that's just completely bonkers and berserk and crazy. However, we are the most studied thing on the face of the earth. Human beings and our psychology and our minds have been studied very well and very thoroughly by people who wish to understand how we work so we can be easily controlled and manipulated and forced into situations of coercion and duress. The threat of violence always exists. There's nowhere you can go on the earth anymore. If you want to escape slavery, we're going to have to end it because it's everywhere right now. So one of the key components of human slavery is mind control, because if you can destroy someone's ability to even imagine a different dynamic taking place on this prison, then you've won the battle. I mean, there's nothing else that you could possibly do. If you can destroy someone's ability to even imagine a world without prisons or car insurance, you know, just something simple as that. Let's keep the prisons for a while, and we'll just figure out a way to systematically remove a lot of these communist laws and dictates that are being enforced upon us here as Americans. I know. You'd think that they took the time to write the Declaration of Independence and that'd be it, but obviously it's more than just writing some words on paper. So, with all of that being said, I would like to dive in. Let's check it out. Let's see how many folks are under mind control. And I'll be taking notes as well. Hold on. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Huh. He may have been under mind control. I mean, the blank stare, there was some signs there. But we're not going to just write him off as mind control. He didn't even say anything. Oh, man. We're running on Ethernet on my sister's couch. Look, if it if it doesn't work out, if we're not able to connect, I turned down the resolution and stuff. We're trying to make it work. We're trying to talk to the Ute. The Ute. And of course, look, it wouldn't be the Matrix phone booth. It's implied in the name. We're talking about a phone booth here. This is old technology that is not going to work too well. So it's very appropriate that this channel is called the Matrix phone booth, because we are using phone booth technology, as you can see. We are struggling to load. Look, I might not even talk to anybody. Fuck it. We'll stop it. And here's what I'll do. We're going to talk about the dynamics of mind control while my precious computer... I don't think we're going to be able to... Hold on. It's an old computer. It's a fucking phone booth, folks. So let's talk about some of the dynamics of mind control. Like, how are we still under mind control? And how has mind control advanced over the years? I could imagine it's advanced considerably, considering, MK Ultra, which was, officially on the books. They stopped doing that in 1975 or some shit, 1976, so don't worry. They've, just like the Nazis and the communists, they've just given up. They're like, whatever, we didn't succeed, so let's just throw in the towel and just give up on trying to spread communism and Nazism, and let's just give up on trying to destroy the imagination and control people's minds. Right, that never happened. That would be ridiculous. You'd be naive to think for a second that they are not still... Their main focus is controlling your imagination and withering it away, really, sending it into entropy. Because once that's gone, we're gone. And the implementation of AI has, of course, taken us a long way forward in that path of the destruction of the imagination. And it's sad to think about. We all have some friends that have children. It's scary to think about the future world for those children. And we're not gonna dwell too long on it, but Jesus Christ, it's it's not something to look forward to, And I blame television primarily. Television was the main tool to even kick off all this bullshit. Television walked so AI could run. Like, Elon Musk was watching the Jetsons when he was a boy, and he was being divinely inspired. Oh, one day I'll create a flying car. Well, oh well, he didn't quite create a flying car, but he did create an electric car, which consumes more natural resources than like your traditional gas car or petrol, depending on where you are in the world, petroleum or gasoline, whatever you want to call it. The I'd consider it as important as gold at this point. They've certainly worked us into a corner where you can't really do much without gasoline or oil. And whenever I think about this, I think about the ancient Greeks, right? And their olive oil and stuff, you know? Like, shit's always been running on oil in one sense or another. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. The point is, if I were to try to jump back on omegle and it were to actually fucking work, we'd run into some folks and we'd ask them the questions. You know, are you under mind control? Look, here's some notes here. Oh, no, you can't see them, but I'll just read them off. So, are you under mind control, right? And most people will say, no, I'm not under mind control. Are you silly? Are you crazy? Why the hell do you think I'm under mind control? Well, then you start to ask some questions, and you can determine a lot better if someone is actually under mind control or not. And I'm not... Look, hear me out. I have not broken free from certain aspects of mind control. I was born into a well-developed system of thwarting one's abilities through diminishing their capacity to even imagine something different. I mean, here's a good way to put it in retrospect or explain it in a different way. Picture this, right? There's a bus driver down there in Alabama or somewhere down there in the southern states, and you know, all he's working on is this sign that says blacks go to the back. And like he can't even imagine a world that is different, you know, until one individual decided to be like, I'm not sitting in the back of the fucking bus. And then all of a sudden, the imagination exploded. All of a sudden, it was like, we have to conceptualize this reality where black people don't have to sit at the back of the fucking bus. And it's like, isn't it incredible that, like, we were even in such a place? It's hard to even believe that we were there at one point, and bus drivers were like, I have no choice. Look, they hung up this little fucking sign, and it says what it says, and there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. That's the destruction of the imagination. They were able to pull it off back then. So imagine how fucking rock hard they are now that they have social media and all these other means of destroying the imagination. I mean, you just look at social media for a few minutes and, you know, it's people on yachts, it's successful, rich rappers, and I'm not saying it's all bad. Social media is a tool, just like money, just like AI, just like anything else. Just like a knife or a pair of scissors. It's a tool. But like all tools, it can be abused, you know? You could successfully convert a fire extinguisher into a napalm thrower if you really wanted to. It wouldn't be that hard even. You know. Couple YouTube videos, maybe read the Anarchist Cookbook or something. I don't know. The point is, the tools have always been abused. And if they haven't been abused, they've been forced. They've been put in the hands of slaves. If the tools aren't being abused, they're being put in the hands of slaves, and we're being asked to run with it and just go along. Yeah. Yeah, mind control is real. If you don't believe in mind control at this point in the game, just read a bit about Edward Bernays. I mean, propaganda in and of itself is mind control because it shapes your worldview, and it determines your ability to make decisions based off of reality and real tangible information. All right, I guess I'm gonna try to go on Omegle again. I do love this photo here that's showing. This is in the Vatican. Just your everyday regular statue there in the Vatican. Let's see what we can do. Ha ba ba ba. Let's try this again. I do not think we're going to have much luck. That might just be what this channel has to be for the time being. Of course, we get a ceiling. Money, money, money. They were under mind control. You gotta make that bread. Because the Federal Reserve notes, they're not getting worth anymore. I mean, you gotta make it now. Hello, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, do you think mind control exists?
Maybe.
Do you think you could potentially be under mind control?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Admitting's the first step. So, all right, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out if you're under mind control. No, we're not. No, we're not. Maybe it's something that can't be determined so easily. I thought it was just going to 1 2. Look at this guy. You meet any nice women on here? Fucking There's only one thing to do on this platform, and it's not meet women or significant others. If you're trying to meet women on here, then like I don't know. Does real life not exist? To certain individuals? Does the outside... Hello, sir. May I ask you a question? That's all right.
That's okay. Nobody's seen my feet.
Hi, do you believe in mind control? No. Hold on. It's the trenches of idiocracy. I mean, we're asking a question that people don't necessarily even understand. Maybe I should dumb down the question. Do you... Yeah. Look, I'm calling it. I'm not going to end the stream, but for Christ's sake, I am going to rant a little bit more because my computer can't handle the omegle simultaneously with the stream, and that's okay. We're going to do what we can. I will try to summarize as accurately as I can and articulate as I can in regards to mind control. Or even better yet, I might just ring off a couple resources here on this topic, because it's an old topic. Mind control isn't anything new. I mean, the Egyptians were trying to perfect mind control. Propaganda and things of this nature. This wasn't, it didn't just sprout out of the 50s. I mean, these ideas were handed to Edward Bernays and the likes. And don't believe a word that I'm saying either, please. There are resources out there, and you can become informed as well. It just takes a little time. It's not as fun as going to shows all the time, and you know, it's not as fun, but it is more rewarding, I'd argue. And beyond that, there's just so many benefits to breaking the spell of mind control. I mean, having a healthy imagination has always been the solution. And they realize that. That's why they're trying to AI us up the ASS. They're trying to AI us OUT. Okay? They're trying to get us the fuck out of here, because it'll just be easier. I mean, think about how good those robots work. And when they do fuck up, they probably take full accountability. They're not like, make up a million excuses. Like human. Human. That's okay. I love the human race. I'm not disgusted by the human race at all. In fact, we're a dying breed. They're going to miss us when we're gone. Or maybe we'll just miss ourselves in some cosmic essence. I don't know. I'm going to miss me when I'm gone. I know that much is true. I don't want to die. I don't want to die in the draft. Do you? Did you sign up for the draft for World War III? Because I certainly did not.
When I look back upon my life, it's
I'm going to try to go over this the best way I can. Again, we're doing this on one monitor. Let's turn this down a bit. Look, can you see? Look, there's OBS. There's the guts of the situation. Okay, so let's talk about mind control. And let's look at the inverted pentagram first. So, obviously we have a head which contains a mind. And for those of you who are still de facto Satanists, which I have no quarrels against you. I was a de facto Satanist for the majority of my life. It's not about worshiping any type of red-skinned, goat-headed entity, deity. It's more about self-obsession, ego run amok, as I'm sure you've probably heard before. And once that happens, you are easily controlled. You don't have to go out in a robe in the forest and sacrifice a child or some animal. That's not what Satanism is. It's literally just one of the core one of the core fundamental views within the satanic religion. And you could be a Satanist and probably not know this. It's very well compartmentalized. But one of the core beliefs in Satanism is moral relativity, moral relativism, where there is no objective difference between right and wrong. So, if you have that as the base of your thought process, that there is no such thing as right or wrong, then you can absolutely be convinced to do other things. Okay. So the root of mind control, you could argue, is based in this egocentric kind of just convincing everyone in your life and everyone on the planet, basically, to only worry about them and theirs. It doesn't have to do with worshiping. It's not like even the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's some accuracy to that, but that's not the gist of it. Like, you don't need to necessarily go to the mask party. As far as I'm aware. I mean, you know, maybe you do. Maybe you have to go to the mask party. So here we go. The mind itself, right? The two hemispheres. We're all very, very familiar with this. They allowed us to understand this in the public indoctrination system. But there's a great significance to this because it is a, as you can see, a schism of the mind. It is broken into two distinct sections, and obviously the right brain has always been traditionally associated with more creative and artistic and imaginative aspects. But there's a downside to that, as I will explain. Let's move on to the left side of the brain, right? This is your scientist, your mathematician, the analytical side of the brain, which is very important. It's absolutely necessary to be able to recognize patterns and join them in a logical way. It's absolutely necessary. If you can't do that, then you will be stuck in the right brain, which, to be right brain dominated, is problematic, to say the least, because a lot of people who have a right brain imbalance generally subscribe to organized religion and generally tend to struggle with addiction issues and things like that, because it's the creative side of the mind, it's the escapism. It's trying to remove itself from the responsibility of having to be logical and analytical. The right brain will do everything in its power to separate itself from the left brain if they're not in balance, just like vice versa. The left brain, a logical, analytical, scientific, atheist type person, will reject a lot of someone's opinions, I guess, on the right side of the brain. You don't want to be dominated on either hemisphere, because a right-brained individual tends to be more of a slave-minded person, you know? Just give it up to God, and it'll all work out, and if I just fucking smoke enough opium, then it won't even matter, right? Because we're not even here. And on the other side, the left brain, we have the problem of the master way of thinking. You know, right brain is slave, left brain is master. Everything must be precise. Precise is the perfect word to describe that. And here's Creed. I forgot I added this song in the... It's been a while. Alright. Sorry. So, I really do want to continue on this, because the two hemispheres of the brain are the crux of the schism, if you will. If we don't understand this part, none of the other stuff is going to make any sense. And the point is, you don't want to be left-brained or right-brained. You want to be in the middle. You want to have a fully balanced brain, ideally. And that's the problem. I mean, everything that we experience, from kids to adults to our death, is designed to keep us in one of these hemispheres of the mind. And the left brain is more popular. More people have a left brain imbalance in this world than a right brain. But that is starting to even out, it seems like. There's a lot of creative, imaginative, intuitive, conceptualizing big picture people that are not able to logically map out and route out a solution. It sucks. It sucks. But that's alright, because it doesn't blow. For whatever that's worth. And here is the next slide, right? We need all of these things. We need all of it. We need to process information and not just move on to the next thing. We need to take the time to expand our attention spans so we can actually use this stuff. I was listening to an interesting podcast or video last week, and they were talking about how you'd have these brilliant people in college. I forget the dude's name. I think it was like Heyman or something like that. I can pull it up, but at any rate, this guy went to these colleges in the 80s, and what he did was he asked them about things in their field of study, and they were able to recite it. very accurately, like textbook recitation. I don't know if that's a word, but they were able to pull out the textbook from their mind and recite it. And the problem with it was they weren't able to apply this information to real-life scenarios. And I think the question that he asked the students was, can you give me an example of polarization of light in real life? You know, which, as far as I understand, an example of polarization of light in real life would be light reflecting off of water or off of a mirror, you know? That's the way I'd explain it, and I might be wrong there, but these college students weren't even able to do that. All they were able to do was recite textbook facts, and that doesn't help you in the real world, as many of you may have noticed by now. And that's okay, because you can gain these skills back. It's not like they're completely destroyed. That's what they're trying to figure out with AI, but you can't destroy something like that, not without some superhuman intelligence. And the good news is none of us humans have superhuman intelligence, so hopefully our lack of superhuman intelligence allows us to never actually fully develop some type of super intelligent entity. Well, I need to upgrade my hardware. I hope this has been meaningful and good. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I think I'm going to be not omegle streaming. I'm going to try to be more consistent with the Matrix phone booth, but I can't stream on omegle right now because we're using a phone booth. You know, this is a computer that was built in 2010. You know, it's the last phone booth, potentially. All right. Well, for anyone that listened in, thank you very much. Don't subscribe. In fact, stop using YouTube. I gotta start posting this shit on Odyssey and Rumble. So, stop using YouTube, okay? And stop using AI and read more books. And I love you guys, and I don't even know yet. But I did introduce myself yesterday, alright? So I'm Sean Carlucci. This has been the Matrix Phone Booth. Hope you've enjoyed.
Don't you try pretending